Good afternoon. We begin with breaking news. Today, one person has just been confirmed to be dead and two others are injured after an explosion at a house in Ottawa's south end. It happened just after 10:15 this morning on Bowesville Road between Rideau and Earl Armstrong. We have a couple of crews at the scene, including CTV's Leah Larocque, who has just arrived. Leah, give us the latest.
Yeah, Matt, developing news here just confirmed that one person has died from that explosion early today. The call came in around 10:20, and if you take a look behind me, you can still see that there is a lot of activity happening. A lot of crews are still here, both Ottawa Fire as well as Ottawa Police. We just learned moments ago that one person has died, and in just a moment, we're just going to bring in Nick DeFazio from Ottawa Fire, who has been on the scene all day today. Nick, thanks very much for joining us. What can you tell us of the latest information?
Yeah, so at this time, we can say that the call came in at 10 a.m. We had multiple 911 callers reporting flames visible from the side of the house and that the garage had caught fire as well. When we arrived on scene, the garage was fully involved, smoke and flames. The house was also on fire. There was one person trapped inside that needed to be rescued and one person that safely made it out. Firefighters quickly went in, rescued the individual, brought them outside, assessed, treated, and began CPR on the individual. There is not an under control time yet. They're still working on that. A hi-ho has been requested to move around the debris and hit some hot spots. At 10:38, firefighters did have to be evacuated out of the basement because the conditions were so dangerous. And that's about everything we have at this time. We did learn, as you mentioned, that the individual that was rescued out succumbed to their injuries. So the Ontario Fire Marshal's coming in. Our investigators are going to help the Ontario Fire Marshal, as well as our partners at Ottawa Police, to do a thorough investigation. This section of Bowesville will be shut down for a while, so if the public can avoid this area.
Certainly a scary moment indeed. The investigation, of course, continuing. So what is your message for the public right now?
Yeah, right now it's just avoid Bowesville Road. There is going to be a long investigation here to figure out what happened. Some neighbors reported hearing an explosion. I have not heard anything like that. There were cars in the garage, so the tires could have been popping and causing those noises. It could have been that. But the investigation will look through all that. Thanks
so much for joining us. We'll check back in with you later. So again, Matt, that's what you've heard. So one person has been confirmed dead from this explosion that happened. It happened about 300 meters down the road right here. And just as we were talking to Nick DeFazio from Ottawa Fire, we saw some Hydro Ottawa crews going by. We've also seen some police cars going by. So very much still an active investigation, an active scene, developments coming in just as we've been here only for just a bit here. And we will check in with you a little bit later in the newscast with any new developments that are happening.
Yeah, that is great stuff. Okay, Leah Larocque live on the scene for us. Thank you, Leah. And like you mentioned, too, we'll hopefully check in with you in just a little bit, rather.